Okay, the next one is, we get our calcium from dairy. And you've got to eat dairy to get calcium, and that seems to be like the only way you can get it these days. So they say. Sorry, bullshit. It's not true, and it's totally false, and unfortunately, you know, the Dairy Institution is not going to like me for saying this, but it's toxic, it's poison, it's no good for us. And it's not from the original source as such, but it's sort of like what we've done to it, you know what I mean? So, okay, I hope this resonates with you. Just have a think and just sit with me for a second and just say, I wonder if this crazy bald man is telling the truth or whatever. Sometimes we hear this information and we don't want to hear it because we love our dairy. And don't get me wrong, I love dairy. I'm an absolute ice cream-aholic. I love ice cream, I love cheese, I love yogurt, I love all those things. I think they're great to eat. But it doesn't do me any good. When I do eat them, it causes all sorts of upset to my system. Because I'm quite clean, I can actually sense what it's actually doing to my body, so I do steer clear from them. But don't get me wrong, I know they're addictive, they have opiates in them, and they have all those wonderful things that make us feel good, but guys, it's shit. If you've got a problem in your digestive system, and you've got illness in your body, you've got inflammation in your body, and you're feeling pain, if things are starting to stiffen up, if you've got let's say achy joints, if you've got cracking joints, and you feel like you're stiff and sore, then what you're doing is you're calcifying. And I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you what's going on there. And this is what happens. All right. So we think about every other mammal on the planet for a start, right? And we think about, okay, all of those mammals wean their young off by age 3, maximum, whether that be an elephant or whether it be a horse or a camel or one of us. Age 3, that's it, it's all over. And most mammals actually wean their young a lot younger than that, okay? Human babies can quite safely go to 3 years old, and I see sometimes even longer, which I don't think is real healthy psychologically, but you know, we can go longer. Right, now, so we have enzymes that we need to digest our own mother's milk, okay? So if you need enzymes to digest your own mother's milk, and by the age of 3, those enzymes are now no longer in your body, you can't even digest your own mother's milk after age 3. Alright? So what we've done, in our wisdom, humanity, I don't know who was the first person to go and run down and catch a cow and take milk out of its udder and drink it. I don't know who that guy was, but yeah, he was pretty keen, I guess, but yeah, it was pretty wild. But look, we actually drink the milk of another beautiful creature, another cow, which grows to 1,200 odd kilos, this cow. Their calf can get to 400 kilos in 1 year. They have a completely different hormonal system. They have a completely different gut system. They have multiple guts. They have a digestive system that's completely longer now, a different diet. Right? They're a completely different animal. Now, if you took the milk from a cow or a goat, which would be better for you, and you drank it raw, at least you would have some sort of chance to digest it. And the reason being that that cow actually releases microbes and they, in the form of probiotics in the milk, and those probiotics actually help you digest the milk itself. So it helps you break it down, helps you assimilate it. Now, the protein source in dairy is casein. Casein is very, very hard to digest at most when it's in its raw state. But when you pasteurize it, when you homogenize it, and you bastardize it, right, by heat, and then homogenization, what they do is they pressurize it, they put thousands of pounds per square inch on the milk, and the fat that's normally separate, I don't know, if you're young you're not going to remember this, but you remember we used to have these bottles of milk, the glass bottles of milk, and up the top of the bottle was all the cream was separate. You never see that in bottles these days, because when you homogenize something, it makes the fat impregnate into the milk cells themselves, so it spreads the fat all the way through the milk. Now when you do that, our body cannot separate it within ourselves as well. So now the fat becomes a problem with cholesterol going directly into your veins and all that type of stuff. Not to mention you take away the probiotics, not to mention you are taking on a completely different hormonal structure. The endocrine system in a cow is completely different to us, so you're taking on those hormones. Not to mention they do add extra hormones to the cow to make it lactate for longer, okay? All of that is coming into us. What does that do to the human body? Well, casein alone has been proven as a protein, and this is through science. This is not coming out of my bum. This is like science. And, you know, they've proven that the casein protein is one of the most cancerous forming agents on the planet. Matter of fact, if you feed cancer cells casein protein, they absolutely proliferate. They love the stuff, all right? And we're eating it. Not to mention what it does is causing mucus right throughout your body. Now we've got a lymph system, a massive lymph system, so when you're pouring in all this dairy, it's blocking all that up. It's blocking up the kidneys, you know, it's hurting the liver, it's causing adrenal fatigue, all of these things. So please guys, save the cows. The poor buggers don't like getting their calves ripped off them and having to give milk to people that really can't even digest it. It's not good for us. I know it's addictive, and I love ice cream myself, but we've really got to, if you've got ailments, if you've got inflammation, if you're crook, if you're getting migraines or headaches, big one, that's a big one. If you're getting asthma, if you've got any sort of autoimmune, please guys, dairy, number one, get off it, all right? And that's everything. Not one piece of, not one bit of milk in your coffee, not one bit of cheese, because the slightest bit of dairy will reprogram and re-trigger your autoimmune response in that body as though you had a full cup of it. If you're going to have some, may as well get into it, have a big bowl of ice cream. That's what I say. It's either all or nothing, guys, with dairy, okay? I hope this video helped. If you have any questions at all around dairy or any other of the questions from my videos, please leave comments below and I will answer them via video, not texting individually. And you know, if you dig what I'm doing, then subscribe and share it with your friends. This is Wayne Bragg. Peace out. Hope you're having a great day. See ya.